Hey guys, it's 𝙎𝙈𝙊𝙃 here. I know that you guys haven't heard from me, at least in a video aspect, for God knows a very long time. But I'm here. Some might say I'm back. I pray that's true. I really do hope so. This video specifically is one that I made a long time ago, but I want to get everything in my catalog out there. Like I have a few videos still like on my devices, like my softwares and stuff that I need to publish. And so this is what if Naruto was a Senju part 1. Technically I've made this video already, but it's unlisted now. I wasn't very happy with it. Anyways, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, but I'm sure I'll tell you that later. At the start of this video, it doesn't really make sense. The first part that you will hear is past me, obviously, detailing a scene that happens way later in the what if. And then after that, it starts with Naruto being 4 years old, and then it basically details everything that he's learned from 4 years old to 10 years old. And it kind of seems a little bit choppy, but you'll totally get it as soon as you start watching. Anyways, this has been 𝙎𝙈𝙊𝙃, and I'll see you later.
Naruto met Zenitsu's glance, as he could clearly see the Mangekyo Sharingan, and with that, he was brought to his knees. Now, that was a quick introduction into much farther in the what if. I do that sometimes if you're not aware. If you're new here, make sure to hit the like, subscribe button, but Pastor Rami's going to tell you that anyway. See you on the flip side. No, but seriously, Naruto, I believe that you have exponential potential, and that by just 10 years old, you could be as strong as a Kage. Your dreams are much closer than you think they are. I promise you that much. We now have a time skip. So, from Naruto being 4 years old currently, we skip to Naruto being 8 years old. Now, how strong is this Naruto, and what does he know? What has he learned? Well, a lot. So, Naruto has learned proper battle tactics. He learned this back when he was 6 years old, but obviously he's polished his skills throughout the years. Now, how has he been polishing them? He's gone through several drills with Zara, but how he's really gotten the battle tactics and combat experience, more specifically, is by going on missions with Zara. These missions are usually B-rank missions, and, well, yeah, they don't have a super huge threat risk, and so Zara is able to handle the missions on his own, and Naruto can even help out sometimes. Now, with that being said, something should also be known that this Naruto, although he is not some mass killer, he is not a pacifist. So he's not just going, if somebody's in danger that he loves, and it's, oh, kill them, or, you know, risk your friend's life a little bit and knock them out, he's going to go with killing them, as he values, like, saving his friends over just, you know, whether somebody dies or somebody lives. That's not somebody he cares about. So that's where his priorities lies. I hope that makes sense. It should make sense. With that being said, now some other stuff. So Naruto, now being 8 years old, knows 2 chakra natures. Yeah, 2. Wind and fire. So these chakra natures actually complement themselves really well. That's why this Naruto has them. Now, some of you probably thought I was going to go with Earth style, since he's a Senju, which is actually the current chakra nature that Naruto is working on, as Naruto wants to become a Jonin. And it's funny because Naruto's not even in the academy yet. But he wants to skip the exam and just go straight to being a Jonin. But obviously, that's not necessarily how things work, as well. He needs to get a little bit stronger before he can do that. But he is way past the level of a Chunin, and Zara actually believes that he's at the level of a, well, Kage, but that he doesn't have the experience that someone who is a Jonin or Jonin candidate would have. And so that's what Naruto's been working on, gathering more experience, gathering more knowledge, learning more about ninja history, and really just absorbing things like a sponge, whether that be new jutsus or new techniques or new knowledge or new battle tactics or whatever it may be. Now, with that being said, Naruto is also pretty good at Kenjutsu. His swordsmanship is above average. Sorry for the voice crack. I have not been drinking water this whole time. Anyways, not only that, but his kunai and shuriken skills are also above average, and they're pretty good considering that Naruto's only 8 years old and has a great amount of room to improve on. To compare it to somebody else's shuriken and kunai skill, I would compare it to a Tsutomu Sharingan Sasuke in part 1. So Chunin Sasuke slash Genin Sasuke. No, just Genin Sasuke. I don't know why I thought he was sorry. With that being said, though, Naruto's pretty strong, and he has a wide variety of skills that vastly upgrade his abilities. Not only that, but one other thing that there are two things currently that Naruto's been working on. Gathering more knowledge and just absorbing information, as I keep comparing it to a sponge, but like a sponge. But not only that, but also mastering the Nine Tails. Now, how far is he? That's probably the question you're asking yourself. Oh, does he have one tail down? Oh, is he able to harness the chakra but can't get a tail out? Yeah. Okay, so Naruto can gather the chakra, but he cannot use the tails, as every single time he has tried to tap into 1, 2, or 3 tails of the Nine Tails' chakra, he completely blacks out, and he does not know what he's doing, but he's unable to attack. So he's kind of like a agile creature, being, whatever you want to call it, monster even though that's a bit of a stretch. And so if Zara and him are training and Naruto tries to access the 1 or 2 or 3 tailed forms of the Nine Tails' chakra as a Jinchuriki, Naruto just goes unconscious, and Zara can't like keep fighting him because Naruto will try to avoid or will counter. But Naruto will never be the aggressor in the situation. He's just more defending himself or countering attacks or whatever it may be. And so it's pointless to continue training sessions after Naruto has passed out like that. And so really what they're working on is Naruto learning how to control those deeper stages of the Nine Tails' chakra, and of course Naruto gaining more knowledge to complement the skills he already has and to be closer to the level of a true Kage. Now, Naruto enters the academy at 8 years old, and he breezes through it. This Naruto now knows how to control his chakra, doing various exercises / activities / training activities with Zara, like wall walking, chakra running, and of course like water walking. And one other thing should be noted is that this Naruto does have the summoning jutsu. He doesn't have to pull from the Nine Tails' chakra, as the Uzumaki and Senju chakra is enough of a source for him to pull off of. But if he's summoning a larger creature, now you're probably asking what that creature is. Well, Naruto has a dragon summoning in this timeline. Now, some of you may be asking, oh, why does he have a dragon summoning? Well, Hashirama had a wooden dragon jutsu. Wood users do have this jutsu in general, and I thought it'd be kind of cool if Naruto had dragon summoning, because no other person in Naruto has a dragon summoning as far as I'm aware. With that being said, he also has smaller summonings like the dog summoning, and he has a cat summoning. With that being said, for his dragon summoning, he does sometimes have to pull on the Nine Tails, his chakra reserve. But that's not difficult at all for him to do, and he can call upon it at any time he wishes for. Now, what's the relationship status like? Is it like Naruto and the Nine Tails hate each other, but Naruto has control over that piece of the Nine Tails' chakra? Is it like, oh, they're on good terms, but not that good of terms? Well, it's simple. Naruto is starting to befriend the Nine Tails, but the Nine Tails still hates Naruto because his father imprisoned him in his body. And so, yeah. Now, with that being said, Naruto has been trying to convince Kurama, or the Kyuubi, or the Nine Tails, whatever you want to call him, that, well, he didn't ask for this, and that, well, although it may be, well, hard, and, you know, it may be annoying, and, well, although, like, the Nine Tails may resent him, that it was not him who made this choice, and that it was actually his father, and that he had no control whatsoever over, you know, what would happen. Now, with that being said, the Academy. Naruto breezes through it. I don't know if I made that clear already, with Naruto already knowing proper chakra control and already being leagues above his class as far as strength and power goes. Heck, he's even stronger than the person teaching him. He goes through the Academy in just 1 month, breaking many records in the process. With that being said, he is now put up into the exams. And he has about a month to prepare. So during this month, he learns how to harness more of the Nine Tails' chakra and how to call upon it. That's actually what he does the entire month, as that's what Zara thinks would help him the most. And it works. Naruto now has access to one tail. And Naruto realized that when he puts his mind to one certain thing, he can accomplish it much easier than when he's doing all sorts of things. Like, for instance, this whole, 6 to, 4 to 6 year training process that he's been on, I was just about to spoil later on in the what if. 4 years. He's been training for 4 years. Almost 5. This whole, 4 to 6, training year process that he's been through, he's been practicing a ton of different things, just getting better at everything rather than just working on one ability. And obviously it sounds like common knowledge that, oh, if I train on one thing rather than a ton of different things, I'm going to get way better at that one thing way faster. Yes, that makes sense, obviously. But the thing is, it's just not how Naruto had thought about it. Now, with that being said, what is Naruto now going to do with this chakra? So, Naruto's decided that he needs to increase his own reserve of chakra as well. And how can he do that? By getting his chakra reserves down to 0 and then allowing them to rebuild up. And so he does that constantly, and sometimes subconsciously he'll draw on the chakra of the Nine Tails, which sometimes does mess up what he's trying to do, but it does work, and overall it did end up allowing him to push even further into the one-tailed chakra form, as Kurama saw his hard work and just decided to allow him to have that one-tailed chakra. As well, there are 9 tails of the 9 tails, and well, one tail of chakra isn't that much to give. Now, with that being said, of course, the Kyuubi was still reluctant in his method/ways of giving it, and is usually pretty secretive on giving Naruto more chakra than Naruto asks for or tries to get. Now, with that being said, what does this mean for Naruto going forward with mastering the Kyuubi? Well, Naruto still understands that chakra isn't everything, so he believes that he needs to master more skills before trying to gain even more, Nine Tails chakra. With that being said, a month has now passed, so Naruto enters the exams. The written exam he breezes through, and it scores a 9 out of 10, which isn't horrible at all, and his time wasn't bad either. He had a time similar to Gaara's in the exam, although he didn't get perfect. Now, with that being said, as far as later on in the exams, the Forest of Death, I'm going to cover this pretty fast. Naruto does it alone. He doesn't need anybody to help him. Heck, he didn't even go in with a squad, and he beats Itachi's record in the Forest of Death. With that being said, he also beats Gaara's record, although Gaara has yet to enter the Chunin exams because Gaara enters the Chunin exams at 12 to 13, whereas Naruto's entering it currently at 8 years old. 8 years old and a half to be like very, very exact. And Naruto exits the Forest exam with flying colors. Now, as for the preliminaries, Naruto doesn't do bad here either, and he doesn't even ever have to rely on the Nine Tails, nor any other form of chakra nature. So he doesn't need wind or fire style, and, well, he's fine for the most part throughout the entire exams. Now, you guys are probably, like, wondering, when is Naruto going to fight someone? And it's actually coming up pretty soon. You just gotta wait a second. Now, Naruto breezes through the preliminaries, as I basically said just previously, just a few seconds ago, maybe a dozen, maybe a few dozen seconds ago. But with that being said, it's in the Chunin exams where Naruto really meets his match. So in the Chunin exams, Naruto's generally fine, but there was one person in the Chunin exams, his final fight, the final fight in the entire Chunin exams, that Naruto has to pull out all the stops to beat. It is someone who is a genin, but seems to be much stronger. And when I say much stronger, I mean much, much stronger. Now, who is this mystery person? So since this is a different timeline, there will also be different people in the Leaf Village. I don't know if this is clear already, but there are Senju in the Leaf Village. A example, Minato, his family lived there. The Namikaze and Senju's even had a compound in the Leaf Village that was destroyed years ago in a Uchiha war. But that's besides the point. We will get into that later on in the What If. That is not a spoiler, I'm telling you. Anyways, with that being said, Naruto finally met someone who was close to his age and could, well, give him a challenge. And who is this person? Well, this is actually a Senju Uchiha hybrid, and his name is Zenitsu. Now, why did I choose the name Zenitsu? Well, it's not based on the character from Demon Slayer, although, nice guess. It does have something to do with his lightning abilities. Now, with that being said, Zenitsu. Zenitsu is about 11 years old and is also somebody who passed the academy at an earlier age. He is a prodigy, to say the least. Now, he's not as much as a prodigy as, say, Itachi, but he is very, very skilled and is actually stronger than Itachi was at his own age. Now, the massacre. Many of you might be asking yourself, oh, did it happen? Has it happened? Is it going to happen? No, it has not happened yet, and it may not happen. I guess you might just have to wait and see if it ever does happen. It might not, it might, I'm actually not sure. I guess it just depends. Of course, I'm sure. I am the one who created this story. But anyways, with that being said, Naruto finally met his match. Not only was Zenitsu fast, but he was skilled. Naruto immediately noticed this the minute that they began battle. Naruto rushed towards Zenitsu with a kunai in hand. As before approaching too close to Zenitsu, he actually threw the kunai, just to see what Zenitsu would do. If it ended up actually hitting Zenitsu, then he would hopefully draw blood and cause Zenitsu to be more wary or anxious. This did initially catch Zenitsu off guard, but Zenitsu adapted to the situation. Something Naruto had never seen before so fast from anybody close to his age, and, well, really anybody in general that wasn't Zara or people of that level. Zenitsu immediately grabbed the kunai before it could reach him. Now, what do I mean by that? Is he grabbing it right before it hits him? Is he grabbing it way before he hits him? What do I mean? Well, quite literally, a earth hand grabbed the kunai so fast that Naruto could barely see it rise out of the ground. But what this did give Naruto the advantage of was knowing one of Zenitsu's chakra natures, that being earth. which meant since Naruto has wind style, he can potentially break this earth. And although wind style is not a direct counter to earth, heck, it's actually not the greatest one, if even close, it could still work. Now, with that being said, his other chakra nature, if he combines the two, may be able to counter Zenitsu's earth style. Now, with that being said, Naruto didn't know what his next move would be, but it wasn't up to him. Zenitsu came charging towards Naruto. No kunai, no nothing, just his fist. And so, as if it were a primal reaction, Naruto took a step back. It was as if Zenitsu noticed this, appearing behind Naruto. Naruto turned his head, only to find himself now flat on the ground. Boo! Kick that, sorry! Naruto silenced the crowd as he jumped into the air. He rose his foot to the sky as it came hurling down onto Zenitsu. Zenitsu then blocked with his arms in a cross-like manner as he pushed Naruto. Naruto then catapulted himself both off of the force of Zenitsu pushing him and off of Zenitsu's arms to jump even farther into the sky. It would be here that he would bite down on his thumb, creating 2 dog summonings. Mid-air, it would just be seen as smoke, but this not only gave Naruto camouflage, but allowed his summonings to not be seen, as Zenitsu hadn't even seen them come out of the smoke. With that being said, these special dog summonings are Naruto's special dog summonings. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, these dogs, obviously, if it was a real dog, Zenitsu would probably be able to see it pretty well, but they're not. They are quite small in size, but they can become very, very large. The more chakra that Naruto decides to give them and feed into the summoning. Now, since Naruto fed into them a pretty large amount of chakra, they have a pretty big cap that they can grow into. I hope that makes sense. So, to quickly explain it, dog summoning. Let's say Naruto decides to give 10% of his chakra, which is a pretty big amount. The dog summoning can be very minuscule, maybe even the size of a fly at first, but it has a maximum growth ability to, say, even as big as Naruto's dog summoning. Whereas if Naruto decided, he's only going to give 1 or 2% of his chakra into the dog summoning, then it would maybe grow to the size of a real dog at maximum, or the size of Poon Poon or Pun Pun. I don't know which one's the right pronunciation. The dog that Kakashi Sensei has, or Kakashi Hatake. Now, with that being said, Naruto would use the smoke that now covered him to perform yet another jutsu. This time, it was an Earth style jutsu. And now, he didn't want to compete with Zenitsu, but, well, it was almost as if it was stringed into his very DNA to do so. His Earth-style jutsu came out of nowhere. 17 pillars now were scattered throughout the arena. It was almost as if Naruto wished to create a maze. To the people watching the exams, Naruto seemed to be doing something very unorthodox. But to Zenitsu, this was a jutsu he had never seen before. And a tip that he had actually learned from a genius, Itachi Uchiha, was that every jutsu has its own weakness. And so, as Naruto continued to pour more chakra into the jutsu, and more pillars, even greater than the initial 17, began to pile up in the arena, Zenitsu had already found its weakness, using the 3 Tomoe Sharingan. Naruto noticed the Sharingan, but not what Zenitsu was doing. And, well, before Naruto could continue on with the jutsu, it was too late, as Zenitsu then spoke. But not before Naruto could. I see those eyes! The red eyes, accustomed to the Uchiha clan. This jutsu does not have a weakness. But that's where Naruto was wrong, as Zenitsu quickly responded. Who do you think you are? This jutsu does have a weakness. I am its weakness. Zenitsu then slammed his hands into the ground As slowly but surely, each and every pillar began to crumble into 100 small little rocks. Now, that's not necessarily true. Some just split in half, others split into nearly 100, others split into, say, 10. The point is, they split down greatly. Now, with that being said, Naruto was astonished, even stunned, and he knew that, well, Zenitsu seemed to be far more skilled than Naruto, and that if he wished to win, then he would have to rely on the Nine-Tails Chakra at some point. He wanted to go the entire exams without using the Nine-Tails Chakra. With that, Naruto now rushed towards Zenitsu as they would engage in a taijutsu battle yet again. This time, Naruto would swing the first punch, as Zenitsu would actually dodge instead of punching back. This created an opening in Naruto, which Zenitsu would use to knee Naruto right in the gut. Naruto was now winded for air. Naruto strengthened his right arm as he slammed it into Zenitsu's side, causing him to move back, or move to the left, 3 steps. It was then that Zenitsu regained his footing, but it was too late for Zenitsu to fully recover, as Naruto grabbed both of his hands, putting them in a triangle-like formation as he slammed them down into Zenitsu. Now, he didn't actually slam them down into him, but he used a jutsu quickly, a very small jutsu, that he called Wind Style Triangle Slam. It was basically a jutsu that combined his physical strength with his, ninjutsu. So a small gust of wind was added to his blow. With that being said, it sent Zenitsu back first onto the ground, as Zenitsu now stared into Naruto's eyes. As they looked at one another, Zenitsu began to form a smirk on his face, and Naruto didn't know why he was smirking. As he then saw Zenitsu's eyes begin to spin from the 2 Tomoe back into a 3 Tomoe, Naruto realized what was happening. He was being placed under a genjutsu. It was then that Naruto was placed in this genjutsu, where reality began to augment itself. But there's one problem. Naruto knew exactly how to counter this genjutsu, and it was by simply relying on the Nine-Tails' chakra, and thus he did so. The Nine-Tails went ahead and broke the genjutsu as if it was as easy as snapping a small twig under your feet. With that, Zenitsu was shocked. Naruto had countered a genjutsu that many jonin would probably fall to and succumb to. With that being said, Naruto then placed his foot over Zenitsu's chest as he began to apply pressure in the leg. Now, basically, he's crushing Zenitsu and his ribcage. Zenitsu was unable to move as Naruto's strength was too great in the form that he was now in. That form being the Nine-Tails, one-tailed state. Slowly but surely, the ground around Naruto began to rumble as Naruto began to, lose control. His teeth began to enlarge, and for some reason, he had developed this hate for Zenitsu. This competition that drove him to increase his Nine-Tails chakra even further. Naruto now entered the two-tailed state, and somehow he was still conscious. But it wasn't over for Zenitsu. Now, how wasn't it over? It wasn't over because in that moment, Naruto had seen something that he had never seen before. Something that he believed to be myth or fairy tale. Something that he had heard from Zara but did not believe. Zara's eyes that were already in the 3 Tomoe shifted from not the 3 Tomoe to the 2 or 1 Tomoe, but to nothing. Now, this isn't unorthodox, but what you're about to hear may sound very familiar. His Sharingan then activated back into a 3 Tomoe as his eyes began to spin faster than they were when the genjutsu was initially activated. Naruto didn't have time to think about how fast they were spinning, but rather what was about to happen. Was Zenitsu cocky and about to try another genjutsu while his victory was on the line, or what was going to happen? He had no idea. But he was shown. His Tomoe formed into a shape. It appeared to be a square with the people in the middle just being the regular red color of the Sharingan. This was a Sharingan that Naruto could not explain with just Tomoe, which meant that Naruto had to classify this as a Mangekyo Sharingan, or a Mangekyo. Naruto laughed, or it was more of a chuckle to be exact. With that, Naruto sighed. Not only is my opponent great, powerful, fast, have a number of tactics that I've never seen in my life, and able to break down some of my strongest jutsus, but he also has a Mangekyo Sharingan. Naruto said this all out loud, as Zenitsu said nothing. He even displayed a frown on his face. It was then that he rose, standing up. It was as if Naruto had taken all the strength out of his leg and into his fist, as Zenitsu was sent flying as soon as he got up into the Chunin exam wall. But it wasn't over for Zenitsu. It wasn't as if he was knocked out. No, he quickly appeared behind Naruto, where he would begin to now choke Naruto. The chakra of the Nine Tails began to burn Zenitsu, which meant that he couldn't hold Naruto for too long. But he quickly pulled out a few paper bombs and dropped them in the surrounding area as he jumped off of Naruto, kicking him in the process and sending him onto one knee as the paper bombs all exploded around him. Naruto counted the paper bombs as they were being thrown out, and he counted about 5, which meant that not all of the area was covered, and that there was a blind spot through the camouflage of the smoke, which meant that that blind spot was probably where Zenitsu was going to attack from. Now, since Naruto doesn't have some cool ocular jojutsu, like the Sharingan, he can't just magically see where Zenitsu is going to come from, so he had to listen. And how was he going to listen? Not through himself, but rather through his dogs. A great part about his dog summoning is that they're special. Not only can they go from very, very small to very, very big, but another thing is that they have the ability to share their senses with Naruto, which is why Zara suggested this summoning, because only a few ninjas in the world have been able to, obtain these summonings, but they have proven useful every single time. Now, since this is my own what if, these ninja are going to have these summonings, just for it to just work. Now, with that being said, what are the summonings? Well, to be simple, Tobirama, or who are the summoning users? Tobirama, Hashirama, Minato, and Hiruzen. Yeah, all 4 Hokages. I know, very unoriginal that I chose those 4. But I did. Now, with that being said, this meant that he could now see through their eyes and was able to see where Zenitsu was coming from. It would be then that Naruto had one arm prepared to block his punched attack, which it was coming off as a punch, as that's what he was able to see, and he was now able to counter with his own fist straight to Zenitsu's gut. And it worked. Zenitsu came right through, but it was then as if he decided to stop, as if he had some advanced foresight. This time, he switched to pulling out a sword, which he then slashed Naruto's arm with, causing Naruto to pull it away in pain, shrieking just a little bit. It would be then that him and Zenitsu would meet eyes, as Zenitsu's glare was enough to bring Naruto to his knees. Naruto tried to stand, but he couldn't, as it was as if he was being pushed to the ground by gravity itself. Naruto slowly moved his head up towards Zenitsu as they met eyes once more. Naruto then asked if this was an ability of the Mangekyo Sharingan, as Zenitsu laughed and smiled. It's one of many. Yes. They then looked at each other as Naruto completely fell to the ground. With that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. I know this was part 1 and it was kind of lengthy. But with that being said, I've been gone for a really long time and you guys deserved at least a 1 hour plus what if movie, and in order to do those quickly in a quick manner, I need to create a part 1 that's kind of long, and then I can grab a quick part 2 that's like 30 minutes, and then there's like an hour and 20-minute what if movie. I just needed to make a video that was over an hour for consistency's sake, of course. And I hope you guys all enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and share the video to your friends like this and anime content. Hit the like and subscribe button. I love you all and I appreciate you all. And with that being said, Rami X out.